Here is Jeff Sessions in this morning issuing a denial that is slightly different from the denial he offered Senator Al Franken and Senator Patrick Leahy when they asked questions as to whether or not Sessions had met with Russia, with Russian officials. He's changed his tune just a little bit. Now, recall, again, there's nothing inherently wrong with a senator meeting the ambassador to Russia. I think that's probably a healthy thing. But the question is, why lie about it? And if you're going to argue that you didn't lie about it, you just provided a different context, why not just explain what you were meeting them about? Here is Jeff Sessions offering his denial.
Well, I have not met with any Russians at any time to discuss any political campaign, and those remarks are unbelievable to me and are false, and I don't have anything else to say about that.
What about
so thank you.
All right, so I have not met with any Russians at any time to discuss a political campaign. Now, I happen to believe him. I don't think there would have been any reason for him to discuss the political campaign. Now, did it come up? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But there's a very easy second half of that response that Jeff Sessions has, which is, I met with the Russian ambassador to discuss blankety blank. Now, if it's just checking in on what their disposition was about Syria or wanting to create a relationship because we have farmers in Alabama who are selling rice and Russia could be a good market for this. Or he could just simply say, I've got a piece of the Rosneft deal and I just wanted to work out give the ambassador my bank account number. And the routing number.
They grow rice in Alabama?
I don't know about the rice, but that's not that was the throwaway line there.
There is a state of Alabama trade mission in Russia.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
There's a whole myriad of reasons.
The other thing is
why lie?
And Jeff Sessions, just really briefly, is a major. The other kind of underrepresented part of his record is he is a major promoter of the fossil fuel industry, which does also synchronize with Russia. So that would be in a general geostrategy, independently of the Rosneft thing.
Indeed.
Independently.
He also was the one who recommended Carter Page, who is at the epicenter, it seems to me, of the investigation of contacts between the Trump administration and Russian banks and whatnot. Carter Page is a guy who has been swimming in that world, I guess, of Russian oil companies. Now, what's also interesting is that here you have, last night, the story breaks, John Harwood at 10 o'clock, 10:07 p.m., tweets out, Trump administration official on Sessions Russians envoy, quote, superficial comments about election-related news, not substance of their discussion. So, in other words, they had a substantive discussion of which the superficial comments about the election were not a big part of it. So I don't know what so it begs the question, A, what was the substantive question about? And B, why did Attorney General Sessions an hour and a half later say, I never met with any Russian officials to discuss issues of the campaign? I have no idea what this allegation is about. It's false. Now, what's interesting to me is that he's now narrowing the issues of the campaign.
Yep. That's what I noticed too. Exactly.
Campaign.
We didn't talk specifically about his Obamacare replacement proposals. We weren't talking about issues.
Well,
we were talking
or campaign.
General thematics like the white race and Rosneft.
I don't know. It's very strange. The question is, why did he lie? And he did lie. I mean, let's face it, folks. He lied.
I mean, as Phoenix pointed out on Twitter, I mean, this is one of those examples where, I mean, not only did people get in trouble for far less with the FBI like entraps people for far less.
Right.
I mean, that's like it's most of its counterterrorism program is finding like, hey, are you a troubled young Pakistani youth with a vague grip on reality? Would you like to join a fake terrorist organization? Boom, nailed you.
All right. But here's the question. Where can we get guidance as to what you do with an attorney general who at the time was a nominee, a sitting senator, who has lied to Congress on 2 separate occasions, directly lied? I wish there was a voice, like a moral authority that we could turn to. Oh, what's that? From 1999? Well, by all means, play it.
Well, you know, people say the Republicans. People see things differently than just what party you belong to. I am concerned about a president under oath being alleged to have committed perjury. I hope that he can rebut that and prove that did not happen. I hope he can show he did not commit obstruction of justice and that he can complete his term. But there are serious allegations that occurred. And in America, and Supreme Court and the American people believe no one is above the law. And the president has gotten himself into this fix that is very serious. I intend to give him an absolutely fair trial.
There you go.
I just hate Bill Clinton so much. It's not enough that
Let me just point out what that is. That's Jeff Sessions, obviously on C-SPAN in 1990, was it 9, I think, talking about the impeachment hearings, I guess, that were the trial that would take place in the Senate over Bill Clinton in a deposition answering the question, did you have sexual or did you have sex or what was it?
That's how he answered.
The definition was it depends on what the definition of is or
Which
something.
is so
He denied
awesome.
having ongoing sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky, which was a third order or fifth order question in the context
Let
of
me just say,
the
though,
initial investigation.
I feel like we're being a little intellectually dishonest here because if you play the rest of the clip, he goes on to say, this isn't as an example the president lying about taking bribes from a foreign government as an example, in which case he should be excused. This is about something far more dangerous, which is having a little Jew girl soil herself all over the Oval Office. It's an insult to the country and the Constitution. It's not enough that it has a burger and it plays a saxophone with that there Arsenio Halls and all the mother uppity Hollywood darkies. Now he's got to take a little Jew girl from Beverly Hills on our fine, sweet White House.
What are we going to tell the children?
What are we going to tell the children that Miss Lewinsky Stockenbergowitz or whatever the gosh darn hell her name is all over the house that our forefathers and their property
I
constructed?
think the problem started with this whole thing of Bill Clinton being the first black president.
I had an inkling when he said that black people was human, that we were going to have a problem.
Did you
here.
notice he was wearing sunglasses on that Arsenio Hall show, like a jazz musician,
Like one of them-
smoking marijuana?
Smoking one of them devil sticks from the 40s, and he thinks that just because he executes one of them that don't got no brain functioning anymore, that I'm going to
I
forget.
applaud that. I applaud that.
Look, I'll applaud that all day, but I still remember the saxophone. See, we in Alabama got long memories.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Over. Subscribe.